put this next game away because when this game was tied or when it was coming around, he hit himself a circus shot, and I ain't gonna lie. You can see CP3 has been a master with that ball for a long time, and that's why he's been considered one of the point guards of the game. Is that he's consistently able to not only manipulate the ball, but also manipulate the whole entire floor. And you saw a couple of times that he was able to draw a couple of fouls on that swing through move, right? It's just luckily that for us, the New York Knicks, is that swim through move is no longer something that can be called a foul, can be called a shooting foul for, because the New York Knicks probably would have been down a whole lot further because they just couldn't really stop. I mean, RJ Barrett and Manuel quickly, didn't matter who they was. Reggie Bullock was in foul trouble early. They just really couldn't stop themselves from really what was kind of like just putting themselves on his hip, right? And by putting their hand on his hip, he was able to constantly get that spin through. But nothing was even better than you saw that little circuit shot at the end. And not only just CP3, but also Devin Booker as well. You see that these guys, they fall down a lot when they shoot in traffic, right? Like if they shoot over somebody and their shot is contested, they are trained to just fall. And I'm gonna assume that's because their compression shorts must have padding on that ass. Like, because there's no way you just consistently falling like that on your tailbone every single fucking time you make a shot just so you can try to draw a foul. Yeah, folks, I'm saying it right here. That their ass is padded. So those basketball players that you're seeing, if you're like, oh damn, they got a nice ass. Like for you ladies that like to watch sports, right? Or for people that watch sports for non-sports reasons. If you're thinking to themselves like, yo, them players got a nice ass. This one, the ass is padded. You're thinking to yourself, oh, Chris Paul got a nice heart. That shit is padded. You think to yourself, hey, Devin Booker, that shit is padded. Because there's no way that they're falling that often on their ass. And we don't see an ass bag popping off, right? Welcome to the podcast. Bright. Remember, the phone lines are always open. So that there's no reason whatsoever that you have for falling that many times on every single consistent shot. Now, granted, they are trying to do something that try to manipulate the referees as well. And with that is what they're trying to really do is that they're trying to draw contact. I shouldn't really say that they were trying to draw contact, but they're trying to fool the referees into making them believe that there was contact there by consistently falling on every single contested shot. Now it's kind of smart, but it's also fucking annoying as fuck. And you know what the older generation teaches the younger generation. We've seen this from Chris Paul throughout this years. We've seen Devin Booker do this as well. We've seen him do it in the past, and we've also seen him in the last couple of years really take this up a notch, at least in my eyes. And I'll say he took this up a notch this year because you know what, he has the teacher and that's the president of the NBA Association, and Chris Paul doing that shit. Like, why wouldn't you? I know I would. Fuck. Okay, Google, switch MyT TV to HDMI 2.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Switching input to HDMI 2 on
I'm about to watch
TV.
this. I'm about to watch this game on something else. All right, we're gonna have to catch this game somewhere. I can't run the two feeds. And I should have remembered to disconnect. I don't know why I'm doing this backwards. I'm working backwards today. But this is one of those days. It's a nice Wednesday. I've been sipping on my scissor, sipping on, not really scissor. I got Yingling. I'm fronting. I don't even know why I'm front running like this. I've wanted scissor in my lifetime. I really have. And I come to find out that one of my exes had scissor, and she had access to it this whole entire time, and she never gave me any. And I was with her when the first time I said I wanted some scissor. Fucking spiteful bitch. Sorry. I'm joking. I will never talk about anybody like that, especially not nobody that I was formerly intimate like that. I am a very wholesome person. I love you all equally, and I'll never disrespect any spiteful bitches. I'm just saying, I'm not that kind of guy. It's not what I do. Now, as far as the New York Knicks are concerned, right? The New York Knicks got their victory tonight, and we'll go ahead and we'll rewatch that game and be able to break down tape and give this to you guys on Friday afternoon, right? But the New York Knicks also got lucky in a sense, right? And not for nothing, you will always hear successful people talk about a part of their success is luck, but you would also hear unsuccessful people always say that, hey, that person was lucky. And let me also explain to you what luck is, right? Yes, sometimes you do have to get luck where a random event like happens to be in your favor for you to be successful. But at that same time, you have to put yourself in also position to be lucky. And the New York Knicks got lucky to stay in the 4th spot that they put themselves in. And that is the reason. And the reason why I say that is because the night that they took their loss to Phoenix, Toronto would win a game and Chicago would win a game. But you know who would lose? Atlanta, Orlando, Washington, and Miami, folks. All individuals that the New York Knicks have to worry about. So let me just give you guys, right, like a little quick rundown of all of the teams that are kinda in that same position as the Knicks, right? Or kinda in that same stand, right? Kinda lingering, I guess if you really want to say it, around that same standing that the New York Knicks are lingering in, right? And in that standing, right, underneath the New York Knicks, you have the Atlanta Hawks, right? The Atlanta Hawks are still kind of holding on that number 5 spot, but the Atlanta Hawks took a loss the same night that the New York Knicks did. So the Atlanta Hawks, even though they're tied with the New York Knicks, or they were tied before the New York Knicks just took this last victory. Did the Atlanta Hawks take a L tonight too? Hold on. And it looks like they may have taken an L tonight as well. So when the Atlanta Hawks took that, the Atlanta Hawks taking that L, right? That same night, it helped the New York Knicks stay in that same 4th spot. But also that same night, as I said, the Orlando Magic, they took an L. The Washington Wizards, they took an L. The Miami Heat, they took an L. They took an L. Said hell, right? They took an L. For the New York Knicks, we're talking about the Atlanta Hawks, who's in the 5 spot. You have the Boston Celtics in the 6th spot. What was that? What did I just receive? What was that? I saw something. Mark, I need a shirt. Okay. All right. We have the Atlanta Falcons that they took an L, right? Boston Celtics, they're in the 6th spot. They took an L the next night. So they didn't take an L the same night that the Knicks did, but they would take an L the next night. In the 7th spot, you have the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat took an L the same night that the New York Knicks did. In the 8th spot, you have the Charlotte Hornets. The Charlotte Hornets took an L the next night after the Knicks did, right? You have in the 9th spot, you had the Indianapolis Pacers. The Indianapolis Pacers took an L the next night, right? In the 10th spot, you have the Washington Wizards. The Washington Wizards took an L that night as well. So you see what I'm saying here? Like the only 2 teams that took the night. So Toronto took a W that night, but won a game that night. But Toronto's already is outside of the top 10. They're lingering in 12th spot, tied with the Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls took a W that night, but again they're in the same spot as the Toronto Raptors. All these other teams that are still fighting, right? Orlando, Washington, Miami, Boston, Charlotte, Indianapolis. They all took L's within 24 hours, if not the same exact night that the New York Knicks ended their losing streak that got them into that 4th spot, and that helped the New York Knicks solidify a 4th spot and stay within a 4th seed. Now, as far as the Knicks are concerned, right? New York Knicks took care of business tonight, which is big, right? Because you don't want, again, the New York Knicks are now in a position you can't afford to lose to bad teams. You can't afford to lose games that you're not supposed to lose. Chicago is a game that you're not supposed to lose. They have Houston on Saturday or Sunday. That's a game that you're not supposed to lose. Then you're going to come back and you're going to play Phoenix. We get it. That is a game that you're probably going to lose. But you're okay with that as a Knicks fan. And not to say that you're okay with the loss. Right? Excuse me. Not to say that you're okay with the loss. But you understand why Phoenix gives you a tough time, right? Even as I'm going off on Julius Randle, right? Even I understand that the Phoenix Suns, right, now this year, are a much better defensive team than they were 2 years ago, or than they were last year, or when they were in the bubble, with the addition of Chris Paul and what he has helped them do for that team.
Yay.
Yay.
Yo,
Got you. Covered.
I couldn't hear for a little bit.
Yeah, I had some audio issues. Like my internet,
did, right?
The internet was going in and out.
Okay. I thought it was,
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I'll put it over here. I'll take it off the wood.
What you talking about? Because I couldn't hear you.
Oh, no, we're wrapping up the Knicks. We are literally just
The
wrapping.
Knicks are a wrap, that's why.
The Knicks are a wrap. Listen, I gave you two choices over there, depending on which one you want.
Hey, first one.
So, New York Knicks do have a couple more games that's left, and they're all and a lot of winnable games. They have
10 games left, right?
that's 10 games if you included tonight's game that they just won.
Oh, they won? Nice.
Yes, they end up winning that game. So the New York Knicks now have 35 wins. So New York Knicks are 2 wins away, folks. Just 2 wins away from solidifying an above 500 record for the season.
Ooh.
Which, if you're a Knicks fan, that's a big accomplishment. From what you've had for the majority of the last decade.
Since what, 14?
Since the 2012-13 season. Because the last time they had a winning streak this big, like I think it was a 13-game winning streak, and that was what they had Stoudemire and Melo there. Or maybe it was the Stoudemire Jeremy Lin era. I don't remember.
Lin.
Listen, it's one of those two.
Yeah,
It's
I
either
thought they
Melo.
were going to do the 30 for 30 with him.
It's probably still working. It's either the Stoudemire era with Jeremy Lin, when right before Melo got there, or that's a run with Melo and Stat there. And I don't remember Melo and Stat going on a 13-game winning streak, to be honest with you.
No, that's not. It was not.
I do remember. But also that may have been that slew of games where Melo was putting up like 30 points. But also remember, Stoudemire had a bunch of games like that too, where he was putting up like a consecutive amount of 30-point games. So I'm trying to remember that may have been during that winning streak. So I don't remember. I have to look that up. So New York Knicks have Houston left on the record. That's gonna be on Sunday. That's a winnable game. They got Memphis on Monday. They got Denver again after that next Wednesday when we rejoin on the podcast. I expect to see the Knicks would have. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if by the time that we talk again on Wednesday, the New York Knicks are on a 3-game winning streak.
Atlanta lost, so that's good for y'all.
Yes. Yeah, that's what we just talked about too. All the teams that took an L since the New York Knicks lost their game.
Hey, can we talk about Washington real quick? Just.
Well, Washington was the second hottest team in the league, behind the New York Knicks with an 8-game winning streak before that came to an end very recently.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we were talking about.
Shit, they jumped into the playoffs.
Well, they never should have been out of it with guys like Bradley Beal.
You would think.
But listen, again, if we would have said to you that a team that has Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook was going to be worse than the New York Knicks, you would have been like, damn.
Shit, I can't remember the exact how many games. I want to say 4. If Russell gets 4 more,
you're not on camera yet. If you want to take advantage,
no. They get if Russell gets 4 more,
double doubles,
triple doubles,
all-time leader.
Yes, sir. He passes Oscar. He passes fucking Oscar, bro. Huh? How about that?
You know what's crazy? Because Oscar Robertson, I remember he said that, if he would have known that triple doubles would be such a big deal, that he would have gotten more of them.
Yeah, he was like, I would have just averaged that shit like since the beginning.
Yeah, he said I would have just gotten more triple doubles.
Shit, man, and triple doubles is not easy.
So this is you can't see it, but you are on camera.
Mm-hmm.
They're not easy. So even when people talk about that
to
Russell
average it though too.
When people say that Russell Westbrook stats he's a stat stuffer,
he's not.
I'm like, when did getting rebounds for your team make you a stat stuffer?
He's not.
He's
not.
Did you just turn the TV up?
No.
Oh, the fuck
looking
is
for
happening?
my koozie.
Oh, that's me.
We had how many koozies we had there, dog?
I don't know all the fucking koozies like that.
Am I bringing them home?
Maybe.
I may be.
Koozies
I might be bringing them home.
I'm gonna keep an eye out for that one.
That's what you should have got me from
But,
from your vacation. Where you went again on vacation?
Denver, Colorado. Like, let me tell you, it's a whole vibe here. Like, I don't know if you heard this story.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Like, within the 24 hours of the New York Knicks taking their loss, right? Atlanta took a loss. Orlando took a loss. Washington took a loss. Miami took a loss. Boston took a loss.
Why you got no signal?
Charlotte took a loss. Because I'm not on that team. I'm on the big one. Oh. Indy took a loss. And Toronto took a loss. All those teams took losses. All of those are all of the teams that the New York Knicks have to worry about in the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 spot. Atlanta, Orlando, Washington, Miami, Boston, Charlotte, Indy, Toronto. Even the 11th and 12th spot people are in there. When you throw in Toronto and Chicago, who they just beat.
My man said, who was it? He said,
that Brooklyn game's already over, right?
No, Brooklyn plays tomorrow.
Oh,
right now it's Phoenix. Put the Phoenix game on.
Phoenix and Philly?
Clippers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Oh, that's right. Philly just played. I think Philly just beat Charlotte. Philly beat somebody earlier.
Yeah, they whooped their ass.
They just beat somebody's ass today.
Now, it's kind of impressive. I know that Brooklyn got fucking like all these players, but like it ain't like they've been playing all of them been playing. They've all been playing, but not at the same time. You know what I'm saying? It's like they taking turns. Like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna let you T. You got the team for this month.
We got time to watch that. Phoenix, Portland, Memphis. You know I just like to see. I just like to see John unless it's over already.
I think it's over.
It's still showing me live on the ESPN joint. Where's Memphis? Where's it? Right there. Portland, Memphis. Yeah, they still yeah. We still got time.
Ooh, damn, that's a 30-point game though.
Blowout?
Yeah, for that you put Miami.
Portland?
Yeah, put the Miami game on better. It's 101.
Let me just take a look. Let me take a look. So I already pushed
74-44.
It's not worth that kind of look.
Yeah.
See, like you said 30, but it didn't register until you said the score.
like, wait a minute.
Let me take a look.
70. What's that? Fucking Golden State playing again?
Let's watch this. Let's take a peek.
Yeah, let's peep out. Let's peep out.
Let's take a look. Let's look at the local teams some love.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We gotta give them a little bit. Can we talk about them a little bit? They like you know they're in the 6th spot. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
they fighting. They're not in the 7th spot, fighting for the 6th.
If they want to be talked about, they're gonna have one of their fans have to come on here and talk about them because we ain't gonna give them that time. You got Knicks and Nets in the house. When the fuck are the Heat gonna get burned?
So back to my point.
Unless they're doing what they did last year.
they said they were talking about Miami. You don't want. They said you don't want to be 7. No, they said you don't want to be 8. You want to play Brooklyn first. Or like they said Brooklyn and they said Brooklyn. They said that they're a better matchup with Milwaukee. They have a better chance.
Everybody's a better match. What have I said about Milwaukee? That I want the Knicks to get Milwaukee because the Knicks beat Milwaukee twice this year already. Yeah. Remember the first impressive win for the Knicks this season it was against Milwaukee. That was the first game everybody was like, well, that was the first highlight. I was like, oh, they could play. They could compete with these teams.
Yeah, and then when they played Brooklyn really close, everybody was like,
that don't even matter. Like
they were like, yo, Brooklyn.
When they play Brooklyn close, I don't even see that shit. Stop it right now. When they play Brooklyn close, that shit. They
play the Suns close.
Yeah, they can play the Suns close. When they play Brooklyn close, and the Brooklyn only has one of their 8 stars on the goddamn court, like what the fuck am I supposed to feel about that?
Yo, you know who's balling right now? Fucking Blake, B. Blake is like he ain't balling, but
okay.
Yo, want to go to Wall?
Oh shit, Cody White is out in the England joint.
Yo, San Antonio, they were out of the playoffs and boom, they're like in the 7th place.
Can you pass me the red? Kuzi?
Oh yeah, that's the model.
Yeah.
Oh, he just fell. Wait, he was getting busy. Yo, KJ, where you at? You coming?
I don't even know. I know his girl got like a new schedule or whatever, so I know like he's been. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
He's the Uber driver.
So
we just hired some people.
Well, I go on sugars. Let me see y'all jumping out of the room. Just hired some people.
Yeah, we just hired some. We had actually it's pretty dope though. We just hired these 2 Jamaican girls and shit.
Oh, sweet.
I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah.
I'm gonna finesse somebody to make me some curry.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, no, because you know what? Because they work, man. Fucking, I interviewed one, and I was just like, "What's your availability? When can you come? Can you come morning? Can you come night? Can you come afternoon? Can you come? When can you know what I'm saying? I just need you here." Like, they were like, "Yes," and she's showing improving. She got like a 2-year-old and I think a 10-year-old something like motherfuckers with kids. They work.
Well, they got to.
They ain't got no choice.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what I be talking about. I'm like, yo, they got kids. They got incentive. Like, yeah, let's.
Single motherfucker.
You get a young nigga, like a 23-year-old motherfucker.
It don't matter young. A single motherfucker always got to sit there in reserve. Like, hey, yo, Mitch. Anal glaucoma's acting up again.
No, niggas take 2 weeks now. I got corona. I'm like, nigga, I want to see the positive result, motherfucker. I was like, don't play me. Play lotto. You got a better chance.
I mean, if they want to sit home for 2 weeks and not make any bread,
yeah,
like that's on them, B.
Yeah,
right. For real.
Right.
Right. So let's talk about CP3 a little bit, right? We talked about how he hit that last shot that really said he hit a circus shot to really send the Knicks home the other day. But I ended up hearing some shit about CP3 recently, right? And I finally was able to hear the details of the CP3 trade that never went down to send him to the Lakers.
To the Lakers, yeah.
So I don't know if you guys happen to hear this, right? But it's a very interesting listen on the All of the Smoke pod.
I like that.
Yeah. I would order this one.
Not that.
This one?
No, not that.
This one?
No, not that.
Oh, the shirt?
Nope, not that. You missing one thing.
Oh.
There you go. There you go. I like that right there. That's pretty dope. You like, motherfucker, everything but the shit I'm talking about. The ring, bitch, the ring. I like the ring. That shit is dope.
Of course, it takes a married man to recognize the ring on my finger, right?
Oh, man. Well, you got to put my shit out there like, man.
Everybody knows.
It's all good. I ain't ashamed. I'm not ashamed.
You love her. Your wife is a lovely lady. We all love her.
True that.
Oh, shit. So, I ended up hearing that story about the CP3 trade. And it really cleared up some things to me, right? Because basically...
That's kind of gangster, though, right?
As you guys already know, like one of the podcasts I like to listen to is the All of the Smoke podcast, or All the Smoke podcast. I said All the Smoke podcast, right? And they had Jeannie Buss on there, so go find that podcast with the Jeannie Buss, and you'll be able to hear this as well too. But let me just give you a nice little snippet of it, and I'm gonna give away the spoiler, so you guys.
I want to hear it.
So listen. So if you guys want to go hear that podcast, I'm gonna spoil it for you. But
at the same time, still listening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cause I don't want you to leave my podcast. But no, I'm joking. Like, nah, go give them niggas their love. Like, I appreciate what they do. You know what I mean? They're inspiration to us all in a way that they don't even know it sometimes.
Ooh.
So they basically said that at that point in time, remember the team was being ran, the New Orleans was being ran by the league. So basically, David Stern was running that team. At that same time was a lockout, right? And during the lockout, there were no activities or no trade activities that should be going on. That was a mutual agreement.
Mm-hmm.
Well, before the lockout, the CP3 trade was already in the working, right? So and obviously people knew that CP3 wanted to come off the market, this and that, but the Lakers already been in that market and been in that talk. So what ended up happening is that when David Stern basically started giving all the owners, like, as David Stern the commissioner now.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, there's two different people. Because listen, we have to understand. In this scenario, there's two different people. There's David Stern the commissioner, and there's David Stern the general manager of the Pelicans. Remember, the league was running the Hornets, not the Pelicans, but the Hornets at the time.
Oh.
So in this scenario, there's David Stern there's David Stern the president there's David Stern there's David Stern the commissioner, and there's David Stern the president of operations for the New Orleans Hornets. So what ended up happening, this is already being talked about before the lockout. So now when the lockout is coming to an end, right? All the owners are getting, they start getting news.
I forgot about that shit.
The owners start getting news that, hey, we're probably gonna start getting the lockout will probably start ending around here. So they information start getting so they can get a heads up that, hey, you're probably gonna have business operations, starting back up. Prepare yourselves. Well, in that, right, the trade talk started picking up again for Chris Paul to go to the Lakers, and it finalized. But it finalized before the moratorium or before the time period passed that they couldn't have any deals done.
Right.
So it kind of verbally finalized. So the moment everything got lifted and operations was back to normal, 2 seconds later you hear CP3 is going to the Lakers. All of the other owners is like, hey, how the fuck did this happen so fast? I thought nothing was supposed to be happening then.
Right.
And then it ended up coming out that okay, like the final portions of it, right, were kind of talked about and finalized while this lockout was still happening, and everybody else felt like they didn't have a fair shot at Chris Paul because of that, even though the talks happened before. So David Stern, the president, had to look at what David Stern, the commissioner, had to look at what David Stern, the president, did. And he had to look at it and say, like, okay, if this would have happened to everybody else, would David Stern, the commissioner, have allowed this? And David Stern, the commissioner, said, I would not have allowed this as a commissioner for somebody else, so I can't allow myself to do this. Even though I got a little, anxious.
That's props.
I got anxious and I pulled this
trigger.
Damn,
who the fuck was on the Lakers? I know Kobe was on there, obviously, but
who cares? Oh, remember Lamar Odom and a bunch of other people.
Yeah.
I think they said that. Well,
I think Mark was still there.
Lamar Odom ended up leaving, and then like Paul ended up coming back, and then maybe he came back. But that's you know. But that's how that ended up going down. Is that they made that move a little prematurely before it was before business was fully finalized, and David Stern had to punish himself for being overzealous, just to keep things fair, to make things continue to look fair. Because remember what we heard? We heard exactly. Oh,
get your shades.
Like, you know, because all the rumors started popping off that you know what I mean? The league is trying to send Chris Paul to the Lakers.
Yeah,
the league is rigging. You know what I mean? The league is rigged.
Yeah.
But started to say that, but so
he was like, nah,
so
I don't want that to be,
yeah, because he couldn't let that storyline run either. So to be fair,
because everybody was like, yo, he did them dirty,
and now
and it's like, nah, it wasn't, yeah. But he got even with the Clippers, he got
busy. Yeah, he got busy.
He's been getting busy, bro.
He always gets busy, and then he fails.
We talked about this already.
Well, he does. Am I wrong?
No.
Okay.
So I got a quick story to tell you.
Go ahead.
So on Saturday, right, we had a dance group at the job and shit. Right, so there was these two dudes. They were outside practicing dancing. Maybe 20. I think one was 21 and the other, like, I think one was 21. The other one was like 22, like, or 20 and whatever. They like early like 20s, like 20s and shit. Early 20s, like 21, 22. So, you know, I started talking about, you know, back in the day I used to pop lock and all this, and it went from there to I started giving like an inspirational speech of like, yo, you gotta grind and this, yo. And I just went on, you know, I was talking, you know, I brought up Mark 350, boom, I was doing all that.
Oh, shit, of course, we gotta bring up
350. I am Mark 350. I am Mark 350. I am Mark 350.
No, that's fine. No, you ain't gotta showing that shit off. Hell no, I hear that shit off.
That's just
no, because right, so I hit him with mad knowledge. I mean, I was just banging them over the head with it and inspiring them, and yeah, I know, I see it.
Took my second shot today.
So that was on Saturday. So this morning, I get up and I see this.
Hey, good morning. This is Christian.
You know, I gotta scroll.
Yes, and I just wanted to say thank you for the knowledge and facts that you were sharing
with
me and my homeboy. I really appreciate it. 100. If you ever have any free time, meet me at room 112.
Stop, man. You didn't say that shit. No, so
I know. I'm messing.
So I was like, you know, I responded. I was like, yo, whatever.
No problem. Success is in the thing, and then you accidentally scrolled too far up. No problem. It was my pleasure. Successes. All of y'all, you should believe that. 100 heard and felt that. Fist, but no faces.
But you know what I'm saying? But it's pretty dope where.
No, it's
like, you know what I'm saying? I got, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, because I was saying some real shit. You know what I'm saying? I was drinking a little bit, but but it was coming out though.
That's that deep shit. Yeah.
Yo, I mean, it was deep, bro. Like,
shit go deep.
My nigga, I was like, don't let nobody hold you back. You do what you gotta do.
Like,
You
we're
know what I'm
talking
saying?
about, like, four
You know what I'm
blocks in
saying?
that motherfucking beat.
You know what I'm saying? No, because they trying to do music videos, like they dancers and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? They trying to get out
Keep
there.
them like, listen, you may be able
You know
to
what I'm
get some. You may be able to get some dances for one of your son's videos one day.
You know, that's part
That's
of
what
it.
you think? Yeah. Listen, you.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. That's how I started. Like, you know what I'm
You
saying?
see them over there. I am.
Oh.
I am.
No, I started throwing.
I am.
My dude, I put some.
350. Like.
I put some Marcel's music on. No, cause you know they like pop lock and shit. Oh yeah, they were pop locking this shit. They were doing some crazy shit. I was like, yo, that shit's dope. I was like, yeah, when we do the video, he was like, yo, I got you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whenever, you know, homeboy's like, he's like, yeah, like he don't drink, he don't smoke, nothing. He's just straight ready.
You
Like
need people like that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Got good cardio.
Yeah,
And they
got
be
good cardio. You know what I'm saying?
They can't
Just
be
on the
influenced.
real.
Like, yeah, like, and those people like, yo, like I know I'm supposed to pay you $100, but yo, my man, I got like $50 in a bag of weed. They be like, all right,
Yeah.
Cause I was gonna spend it on weed anyway.
Yeah, he was like, nah. You know what I'm saying? You know, yo, it was pretty dope though. It made me feel good this morning. Like, you know what I'm saying? I woke up, I was like, oh shit. You know, if you could, you know, we podcast like.
Shit, I actually, you know
This is something for people to like listen to and get through their days and.
Invite them on the podcast if you want. Like, tell them if they want to come down on the podcast. You know, put some information out there.
You know what? That's a great idea.
Because we gotta share and share alike. Because you know what I mean, they come on the podcast. We let everybody know that they come on the podcast. I'll definitely have to create something. So like, we'll have to push it out for like 2-3 weeks to give me proper time to like create and promote.
Yeah,
it.
we'll talk that off air. But
I
that's
mean,
the thing, man. We try to like, you know what I'm saying?
Actually, you know what? We're gonna have to start doing that, and we'll push everybody out always 3 weeks out, just to make sure that we can properly get some stills for them, get some information for them, and at least for that first week, so that we can build it for the first week and then promote it for the next 2 weeks.
I'm pretty sure I gave them.
I
think they downloaded the podcast too. I'm pretty sure. I was talking to them for like 2 hours, my dude.
But also, like, who else is going here? I got Raquel Jimenez. What's going on, Rax? Rax. Appreciate you coming through. Nah, because that's also like they'll tell their people to come to like to check out the podcast while they're on live, and we all sharing love of life.
When we go on break, just throw the podcast on there. They'll probably jump on.
When we go on break.
Yeah, just put the.
Oh, you want the link?
Yeah, the link.
Oh, okay.
Or just send me the link and.
I'll have to send you the link from my phone, which means that I'm gonna have to interrupt. There's no break today. We're gonna be running.
Because we started late.
Yeah, we're gonna be running straight through to 11:07.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so
positive energy is just a wonderful thing, man.
All day. You have no clue. But
I have no clue. Obviously, I do. I got a text this morning saying I do.
It's like you do it. It's like we do it because sometimes you don't do it for that, right? Like when we get that information, we don't do it for that. It just happens like you just really talking.
Just I have so much knowledge.
I have heartfelt shit with some motherfuckers.
Yeah, just having knowledge of just life and just showing how life, like if I could do it. Like, if I could do it this way, that way, this is how, you know, I would do it because the devil is here and the devil's there. You know what I'm saying? Like devil be at the door sometimes and you don't even know it. You opening the door, the devil's walking in and you don't even know. Shit. Like, what? Then all of a sudden you like, nigga, how you got in my house? Nigga, you open the door. like, motherfucker, I didn't mean to open the door for you. I meant to open it for him.
Yeah, like, I didn't know you was with him.
Like, yeah, for real. Like, shit.
Like, you are not welcome here.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You are not welcome here.
For real.
The
devil is strong. God is good, but the devil is strong, boy. Fuck.
So let's continue to talk about CP3 just a little bit more. And I'm not going to dwell on CP3 much because something else also interesting happened with CP3. We
hit that shot to beat y'all? That's what you're going to bring up?
Already.
Oh, we said that, okay. But they hit the second shot. The 3-point shot. That was good D though. That was good D. That was good D though. That was good D. That was good defense. That was just a hell of a shot. Like what they already say, right? Better offense always beats better defense.
Yeah, it happens.
It happens. You know what I'm saying? I made a shot like that once or twice in my lifetime. I seen it before.
We've all made shots like that.
Listen, yeah.
Listen, I made shots
with
like
D on top of you. You just
listen. I made a shot like that to beat KJ, my brother, and Jack, not Jack, but Vince in the game of 21.
Yo, this is.
Oh, that's right. No, we don't go play 21. We play Kobe now. We go to 24. We don't go 24. We go to 24 now.
Yo, this is how you know we're not Miami fans. The game was close and we didn't.
Oh, it's done.
It's done. We didn't even know.
Oh, good. Let's get that.
I don't even know who won. Like, yo, for real.
Damn, okay, how's that Portland-Memphis game looking? I'm ready to go back to that.
Oh, man.
I just want to, listen, I could, like, you know
You just
what?
want to see Melo.
I want to see Melo, I want to see Ja, and I want to see, I want to see, oh shit, they came back a little, 29-point game, no longer 30.
Man. That's hilarious.
And I want to see Dame. Like, I told you, like, if I was a fair weather fan, Portland would, actually, nah. Brooklyn would probably be my first. But before Brooklyn this year, it would have been Portland. Like if I was a fair weather fan, Brooklyn would have. Like I said, like but you know how we are, right?
Miami won.
But you know how we are, right? Because we're like we're always like this, right? And I think a lot of I don't think we're all sports fans are like this, but I think a lot of sports fans are like this, where you have your team, and if your team is located in the East or the West, then you kind of adopt a team from the other conference, right? Just to kind of root for and go for. Well, Portland's my West Coast team right now. Like it's not the Lakers, it's not the Clippers, it's not the Golden State Warriors, it's not Sacramento, it's not Memphis,
it's Utah.
It's not Utah, it's not all of the Jazz
Denver.
who just clinched
I think you'd be a Denver fan right now.
Playoff spot. No, only if Melo was still there. Like, cause I would have left Denver the moment he went to Miami. I mean, when he went to New York.
I wish he would have went to Miami. Miami fucked up on that one.
No, Miami didn't fuck that up.
They
Melo
fucked that up. Oh, Melo did?
Melo was supposed to go to Melo. Okay, Melo fucked that up 3 years prior. Melo fucked it up when that
because it was either Portland or Miami, and he went to the right place.
You mean when he came back? When he came back this time?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about when he left. When he
left
Denver.
Because you acting like he never took a year and a half off. Like you act like that didn't happen, but it did, and he came back to Portland. But he had a choice: Miami or Portland.
No. I thought you were talking about when he came. I thought you were
After
talking
Denver?
When he left Denver.
No.
That's just like he fucked.
Oh, Denver's playing right now. They're playing.
I thought you were talking about when he left Denver and when he went to New York.
Denver's playing Zion right now. What? Yeah.
So listen, I saw some good stuff on Obi Toppins, and now I'm on the point where I'm hoping that Obi Toppins right now, he could just turn into Kenneth Fareed. As we bring up Kenneth
Fareed,
as you talk,
that's a beast. That's the manimal.
Oh, but when I say Zion Williamson is Kenneth Fareed with better PR, I'm blasphemous.
Nah, Zion. Zion.
Before he played an NBA game, that was what I was saying. That's what I was considering him.
No.
I said his floor, not his ceiling. His floor was Zion Williamson with better PR. I mean, was the animal with better PR?
Yeah. No.
And now I'm gonna bring up.
I say Baby Shaq.
No,
he like a Baby Shaq.
I didn't feel like he was Baby Shaq in college.
Not in college.
Well, that's what I'm talking
about right now.
Well, what am I talking about right now?
In college,
I'm talking about his evaluation.
Once he blew off his shoe, he could have been, but once his Nike.
Who I always called him was Kenneth Fareed with better PR, coming out of college, and I said that was probably gonna be his floor.
In college, you know who he reminds me of?
Kenneth Fareed?
No. Rodgers.
Rodgers?
From
Aaron Rodgers?
No. Rodgers.
Duck Rodgers? In the 21st century?
I used to watch that shit all the time.
I just brought up some shit that's even a little above my age reference.
Yes, you did. Not a little. That's a lot. That's a lot above shit. Because I was a little kid when that shit was on. Shit.
That's a hell of a reference, ain't it?
Wow.
Oh shit.
Doc Rodgers from the. Woo. He was dope because he would reference all like the shit that's going on, and they were like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Man."
You know the reason I even know about that is because of Looney Tunes with where Daffy Duck used to play. He used to have Daffy Duck doing the spinoff of him. Because as a kid, you eventually look it up and you're like, okay, we have to find out. And the first time you're like, oh, okay. I like the Looney Tunes one better. That one has color.
Hilarious.
So let's get into the CP3 a little bit. Because we talked about how CP3 bust our ass. And we talked about how CP3 wasn't part of that trade that happened. Let's talk about the most important CP3 news that we actually really have. And that is that we ran a poll here on the MyT Sports on the MyT Sports Twitter. And that poll had a choice of who is your 2021 MVP. The choices were Chris Paul, Nikola Jokic, Julius Randle, and a Jazz player, probably Spider Mitchell. Do you want to take a guess how the voting went?
The Joker one. MB? No MB?
Not in this one. I'm gonna do another one.
No MB?
That's gonna include Embiid. So, you think Joker won? You said?
I know. Yeah.
And
He's a favorite.
And who do you
in
think got the
Vegas.
least amount of votes?
Out of Joker, who?
Chris Paul, Joker, Randall, and a Jazz player, probably Spider Mitchell.
Well, Mitchell was hurt, so he probably got the least. I hope Randall didn't.
Well, I did say a Jazz player, probably Spider. So it could be anybody on the Jazz. Who knows how they're successful, right? So let me give you the breakdown. You were right on who had the most votes. Was the Joker. Coming in with the second amount of votes, right? The Joker got 50% of the votes. So that leaves only 50% of the votes for the last three people. Coming in with 33% of the votes after that was a Jazz player. The other 16%, Julius Randle. You know who didn't get one single vote? Not one.
Who?
Your point guard, CP3.
Point guard. That's because I'd rather give it to Booker than him.
That too.
You know what I'm saying? Shit, I do. Yo, Booker,
So I'm
Booker
gonna
ain't
run
get the
another
respect he
poll
should get.
because this is almost like an elimination. So now I want to run another poll. I'm gonna put Joel Embiid. I'm gonna put the Joker. I'm gonna put Julius Randle, and I'm gonna put a Jazz player, probably Spider Mitchell.
No, because he's hurt. So that's
So a Jazz player.
no, because this dude's gonna get Defensive Player of the Year again. Because he's been.
Okay, so not a Jazz player then. So then, who should I put in as the fourth person?
LeBron.
No.
Because he's been
Who's
hurt, right?
Devin Booker then? Did Devin Booker get some votes over Chris Paul?
Kyrie Irving.
No.
No.
He's well
Because he
no,
takes days off.
Because you know why?
No days off.
Because-
No days off. No days off. No days off. No days off.
Hold up. I gotta make sure I'm recording for this one. I gotta make sure I'm definitely recording there for this one. Now, I can't give Kyrie Irving. I can't think of him as one of the MVPs because I already have him as one of the coaches of the year.
You're not even right.
And I'm marking
You're not
that
even
one.
right. You're not even right. You ain't shit.
128.
You ain't shit. You ain't shit.
1-28.00. That's why I had to make sure I was recording everywhere for that to say that statement.
Oh man.
But I do have a poll running for that one as well. Just to let you know, I do have a poll
I don't
running
know
for.
who else is making noise for MVP.
That's what we really have to think.
You know what I'm saying? Because MB.
So maybe
Joker.
maybe we do two then. We do. I mean, we take out Chris Paul, we add in Devin Booker, and we take out the Jazz, we put in Embiid. So we Booker, Julius Randle, Embiid, and Joker, and we see how the poll comes back next week.
Julius, man, he's fucking playing his ass off.
23 points per game and 10.4 rebounds per game, averaging a double-double the whole entire season,
Man,
which is with 6 assists.
Uh-huh.
He's doing everything LeBron does.
But different name. That's what's fucked
If
up.
LeBron was putting up 23, 10, and 6,
And he played every game?
and he played
MVP. All day. Oh, he won it already. They'll give it. Yeah, he won it already.
Let LeBron James.
He won it already.
Let LeBron James had been on the Knicks and brought them to the 4th seed. Greatest player alive.
I want them to
Greatest
be in the
player-
playoff.
greatest-
I want them. Oh my God, I want them to
Greatest
be in
player
the.
alive. He's better than Jordan. Oh my God. He's the best Knicks they ever had.
Like, what's this?
Memoir to be released on September 4th. Coast to coast coverage. Anthony Edwards and Tyrese Halliburton as NBA.com. Executive producer of Historic Channel. Okay. So Kamala Anthony's memoirs are coming out on September 4th. Looks like Russell Westbrook is also he's being the executive producer of a History Channel doc.
Nice.
And
That's
some
what
other
I'm
people
talking
doing some
about,
other shit. So
man.
that's
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean,
Get
listen,
your money out there.
this
man.
is what happens when a team is being blown out by 22 points. You have to start bringing up because you have the break from the action. You have to keep people involved.
Yo. Again, what?
What's going on here?
Who
I'm
that?
working tomorrow for NBC to podcast for the Giants. Come with. Okay. I'll be there. Shit, say less.
Where we going?
I am working tomorrow for NBC to podcast for the Giants. Come with.
Who's that?
It's a homegirl of mine. That I used to work with back, like, yeah. We ran into each other recently, and
that's what's up.
I will be there tomorrow. I guess I'll be taking 2 days
100%.
off.
Yeah.
I took today off already. I guess I'll be taking tomorrow off as well. Hey, this is what happens when you have a flexible schedule. Thank God.
Yeah. Hey.
I would hate to be like, "Ayo, Mitch."
Yeah, my throat's scratching.
Yeah, the anal glaucoma is acting up again. In case you guys don't know, anal glaucoma is when you can't see your ass making it into work that day. Anal glaucoma, look it up. It's in the Urban Dictionary.
It's an Urban Dictionary. You know how thick that dictionary is? You think the Webster Dictionary is thick?
That should get a new word added in every 2 days.
Man, listen.
Now, let's get off. Let's get
So,
off. Let's go off the beat. Actually, let's get. I'm not.
Because the MVP shit, that I'm really thinking of somebody else, and I can't really think of anybody else.
Not nobody that has played
like-
all year. Like, there's not a lot of them. Like, what about Bradley Beal? Has he played? Can you give it to Bradley Beal with his
See,
team
that's
in
it.
10th?
You know what I'm saying? That's a good. That's a good.
He's one of the leading scorers in the league, but also that
Yeah, he is the leading scorer in the
Stephen
league.
Curry passed him recently, if I'm not mistaken.
No, he passed him average during the month. That was a month.
So, for Coach of the Year, there's two.
Thibodeau.
So
that next.
he should be, but on the
next.
poll that's being ran right now with 4 days left, you guys get out and vote. We have Quinn Snyder, Tom Thibodeau, Kyrie Irving. That's the Coaches of the Year, which is basically
Thibodeau next.
It really should be Thibodeau, right?
Nah, it should.
And like I said,
I wouldn't say.
so let's go
It's
through
not
our
being
set.
biased, but it's just
No,
being some real shit.
Okay, and let's add on to this, right?
And you know who should be running up? Nash.
You mean Kyrie Irving? Stop playing. Like don't play Kyrie Irving.
Yo, he missed too many days in the office. He can't get it.
Is there an assistant coach of the year award?
Because Kyrie can get that, yeah.
Steve Nash will get that.
Oh, Steve Nash can get that. Nah, man. Don't do my boy like that, man.
Steve
Brooklyn
Nash,
all day, yo.
Steve
Don't do
Nash
that.
Could
Don't do that.
get
Don't do
assistant
that.
coach of the year
Don't do that.
award.
Don't do that.
Listen, nothing goes through. Nothing happens on that team before it's checked with Kyrie. So like,
You stupid right now, babe.
so let me talk about this about this coach of the year with Tom Thibodeau. But let's
talk about that.
But let's take a couple angles based off what you mentioned, right? Of what we, like first, well, the first one that you mentioned, and I'll go into something that I was talking about. So,
I'll be right back.
about just the fact that we think that Julius Randle is a possible MVP.
That's in that.
Him being a
that
possible
alone
MVP
is amazing.
is a vote for Tom Thibodeau of Coach of the Year, right? Like that's a big vote because who would have seen? Who would have saw? Who would have? You know what I mean? Who could foresee the New York Knicks, right, would be in this position? And if they were, the only thing it would be was because of the coach, because of Coach Tibbs. He should have had this one. The only reason, the only reason that we believe that Julius Randle is even an MVP. Yo, I see you on there on Paparazzi. Yo, hop onto the motherfucking podcast on Podbean. Like, this is where we do all the talking at. Who was this? Who was this? I don't know. Hussein. I had Hussein on. Yo.
Actually, I'm thinking. I actually could give Thibodeau. All right, the Jazz.
The Jazz head
Quinn,
coach, who's Quinn?
because they have the best record in the
Phoenix
league.
head. What they did.
You know what I'm saying?
They
Yeah,
do-
Monty. I give Monty.
Phoenix coach. He's
he
been
did-
building that for 2 years. Remember, they were a playoff team. So, but if you have to talk the biggest jump of any team, that's the New York Knicks.
Yeah.
The biggest jump of the so if they have the biggest jump,
You know
give
what?
their coach MVP.
Do you know why I think the coach gets MVP? Because he changed the culture.
Yeah.
He changed the culture.
Change
And,
every- Listen,
and he changed like people didn't want to go to the Knicks.
there you go. You want to see what I'm about to say. Not only did he change the culture, he changed everybody else's perspective on the New York Knicks. He didn't just change everything within the New York Knicks. He changed it how everybody sees the New York Knicks.
Garbage pail. I mean, garbage pail. My bad.
But lunch pail.
Lunch pail. Lunch pail. Garbage pail.
You gotta play for one.
Garbage pail, motherfuckers. Like,
listen, we some Oscar grouch motherfuckers.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to go to Grouch Land. Yo, like shit. That's hilarious.
So, and not only that, right? So let's even bring it back. If LeBron James went to New York, had them as a playoff team, and had them in the 4th spot. I was
without
like,
a doubt,
late as shit.
Hi.
Why go on,
Hey.
One more. And you want for good luck. Okay. Did it taste salty?
Oh, I had
It's
Chicago style pizza.
Okay.
It was disgusting.
Oh, that shit mad salty.
So is. There's a junk that I left over here.
It's over there.
It is now over here.
Yeah. They got you squared away. So.
Can I get a hello? Or, you know what I'm saying? You walk in the room, you don't say hi?
Friends. How you doing?
This one.
You know I'm extra as shit. It's good to see you, buddy.
Hey, we're working over here.
Oh, okay. Excuse me.
Okay. So, like I said, if LeBron James had did what Julius Randle was doing, and he played every game, not only would he be MVP,
it would have been a wrap already.
Tom Thibodeau would have been in Coach of the Year. Like, there'll be no other talk than LeBron James would be an MVP. Actually, no, he wouldn't get Coach of the Year because
he would get MVP of the year.
No. He would get MVP, but Thibodeau wouldn't get Coach of the Year because they would put it as the LeBron factor, not the Tom Thibodeau factor. With there being no stars on the team.
You talking about if he was in New York?
Yeah, if LeBron James.
I thought you was talking about just in general, like right now.
Well, if he was doing, I'm saying if he was
doing that shit in LA,
if he was doing what he's doing right, if what Julius Randle is doing with the Knicks, if you replace Julius Randle with LeBron James, with currently how the Knicks are orchestrated, and they had him in this position. Yeah. He's being talked about for MVP, hands down. Nobody's arguing that shit. But what's not happening, he's not getting Coach of the Year because he says he has LeBron James. Yeah. In this scenario, real life scenario, where you don't have any fucking stars on your team, and you have the bottom feeder New York Knicks, who's been the fucking joke of the NBA for the last fucking decade, as a respectable fucking team, where teams don't want to play them because of their dog mentality, that lunch pail shit that you talking about, that Oscar the Grouch motherfucker, like, get the fuck off my court. You know what I mean? Like, that kind of shit. That's what, like, it has the New York Knicks with a whole different mentality. That's what I think it should be doing. Yo, if he don't get MVP, he deserves most improved player. Sorry. Spit all over
They did say that, though. That's
the
definitely.
New York Knicks should come away with at least 2 awards. At least
Coach
2
of the
awards.
Year and most improved.
At least.
Because they'll be like, well, we can't give him.
We can't get Rookie of the Year. I mean, quickly fell off too much.
Like we can't give him MVP, but we can give him. But we can give him.
But you can give him. But you can't give him MVP. But you can't.
But I'm saying, just like they like, because it's just the hate is that high.
Because you know why they can't? Because his name isn't big enough. They want to give it to a bigger name.
And he's still coming through. He's still banging those threes. He's hitting threes. He's doing the layup. He's passing. He's playing. He's balling.
About 4 turnovers as well too. Actually, let me see how many turnovers he averages a game, because I know like. He kills every time I look at his stat, like, it don't look like 4 turnovers.
The best thing for the Knicks is to stay away from Brooklyn as long as they can.
They'll never see Brooklyn. Well, let me see. They get the 4th spot. They'll see Brooklyn. They'll see Brooklyn in the 2nd round. And it'll be a fully healthy Brooklyn. It'll be a 30-point blowout every game.
No, it won't be like that.
Except for the one game that the New York Knicks win and I make it a gentleman.
Then again, like I said, Brooklyn.
The Knicks will win one game.
Brooklyn got to make the finals to have a successful year. Knicks already have a successful year.
Julius Randle averages 3. I said he averages 4. He averages 3.5 turnovers per game. Sorry.
3.5?
3.5. Over the last 10 games, he's averaging 3.9.
But regardless.
And it's so much, because his plus minus is so. Actually, I gotta look and see who averages the most. I gotta see which player in the league averages the most turnovers.
So to get off the Knicks, tomorrow's the draft.
I know. We watching it. Damn, I can't watch.
I'm watching at work.
If I'm not with Baby Kardashian tomorrow, right, with NBC Studios. Yo, thank you. I gotta go clean this shirt so I can rewear it tomorrow.
No, it's funny. This morning I was thinking about shirts. I'm like, yo, I gotta get some T-shirts for two things. I was like, one for the podcast, and then I'm like, I need one. Well, first for the 21 Light Salute, because May 3rd is my anniversary when I started it. So, you know what I'm saying? It's so funny, right? Like I started something, and I've been doing it every day for a year. Like I'm so excited. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm so excited, and nobody like gives a shit. Like you know what I'm saying?
I understand what you mean though.
But I don't even give a fuck.
Because you keep hearing me talk about episode 100, 200, and 300. I keep talking about that. Like those are just anniversary days of little things. You know what I mean?
This is 365 days
of
me doing the lights.
I don't even have 365 episodes of the podcast. No, seriously. I don't even have.
You're like 300, right? You at 300?
We're on episode 304 right now. Like I said, I don't even have 365 episodes of the podcast.
You know, and it's funny because out of the 365 days, if I gotta give it,
soon,
it's maybe 7 days I haven't done live.
Yo, I just realized that.
What?
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, or even steal from your thunder. But kind of what you're saying, like when you realize certain accolades, we're on episode 304 right now. I don't know if it's gonna happen before the end of this season, but definitely by season 7, we will have enough I would have generated enough podcasts that somebody could listen to a podcast of mine every single day for a year.
How awesome is that?
That's amazing.
You know what I was thinking? I'm like.
Next thing you know we need next 365 tracks on Mark 350. Because
yeah, we're gonna start second album on Sunday.
Okay, because you know.
350. I am Mark 250. I am Mark 250. I am Mark 250. I am.
So, what I'm thinking about trying to do is all those Facebook Live 21 Light Salutes.
Make it to one big ass collage.
Maybe like a 2-minute collage or some shit like that, or a minute and a half.
However it takes for 365 things, because you don't need them more there for like half a second.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? So half a second.
That's what I'm saying. It'd be like a minute and a half. I could do like a minute and a half.
Okay, Google, what's no, it ain't gonna work.
It's 60 seconds, bro. You figure?
I was gonna do 0.5. I figured out, but.
Damn,
about 60. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, about a minute.
Yeah, I could do a second. You know, second per shout out. You know, I spoke, so much shit I spoke about doing.
According to Wikipedia, 60 Seconds is an action-adventure video game developed and published by Polish studio Robot Gentleman. It was released for Windows on May 25th, 2015, on December 18th, 2017 for the Nintendo Switch, and on March 6th, 2020 for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
I'm sorry. My bad. I shouldn't even done that to you. I didn't give you like the ultimate crotch shot. Good thing you guys. I didn't like show you guys up my fucking like shorts. Like you got poked in the eye.
No, it would have just went black.
Well, even though it's a full moon right now. So you said LA Phoenix? Don't you spit on my carpet.